At the Team Automotive Group, we're turning Teacher Appreciation Week into a month-long celebration. Bring your teacher ID to any of our dealerships and save an additional $500 off of any new car purchase. It's our way of saying thanks for all you do in the classroom at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you had plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
It's a brand new Monday as we bob along here on 9 News Now. Thanks for joining us on the WAFB Plus here at 7:03.
This is a Monday so much better than the one last week. I mean, I'm any judge of Mondays.
Yeah.
We were just, a week ago, we were just looking ahead to just all the different rounds of just potentially severe weather, and then it showed up, and some of that has led to today getting that storm debris out there. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I got a tree on my curb that so they'll make that pass. Much better looking Monday, albeit hot.
We'll take quiet though.
Yeah,
so
quiet's
we want to
very
get
good.
with Steve Caprata to find out just how hot it's going to get. But again, 1 week ago, a different timeline. Cool. So today, when we look at a pretty image like this, we know good is on the way. It's just going to be hot.
Yeah, we'll take the trade-off,
yes.
No doubt about it. Just summer getting in here a little bit early. You're going to see a number of days, it looks like, in the 90s. Live look outside right now, skyline view, showing no major fog over downtown. There's been some light stuff, but we do have some fog in some areas. Gonzales last hour, the visibility got all the way down to near zero. Right now, 3/4 of a mile, near zero in Slidell. And then you can see spots like New Roads, Baton Rouge, Houma, Patterson, 4 to 5 miles. Some light fog, so not a major issue. So most of you will be okay through the morning commute, but just stay alert as you get out on the roadways. Temperatures largely in the low to mid 70s, although as you go near and east of I-55, we've got some mid to upper 60s. Hammond 69, Baton Rouge continuing to be one of the warm spots, checking in at 76. It'll warm up quickly with plenty of sunshine into the upper 80s at noon. I've got highs today in the low 90s. Now officially, we got all the way up to 95. That's what's on the books for Baton Rouge on Sunday, although it looked a little bit hot compared to surrounding readings. One other thing to keep in mind for today, we do have an ozone action day. Ozone forecast to reach code orange levels are unhealthy for sensitive groups. Now, when it comes to ground level ozone, there are things we can do to help out and reduce ground level ozone concentrations. Number one, drive less, carpool if you can. Number two, fuel when it's cool. So if you have enough gas in the tank to get you through the day, wait until this evening or tonight to fill it up. Avoid other gas-powered engines like lawnmowers, and avoid using oil-based paints and solvents. So if enough of us take actions like this, we can actually keep those ground level ozone concentrations down a little bit. We go from an active pattern in our part of the world last week to a more active pattern to our north across the plains and Midwest. There was a good bit of severe weather across the plains last night. In our part of the world, we're going to be dominated by a high pressure ridge that's currently centered over Mexico. That'll build eastward in the days ahead, keeping it hot and dry. Now, if you're thinking about making the trip over to Hoover to catch the Tigers in action early tomorrow, taking on Georgia at 9:30 first pitch at the Hoover Met. Sunny skies, should be pretty nice, upper 70s to mid 80s. And Hoover looks to stay mainly dry through at least Thursday. Friday into the weekend, we could see some scattered rains around. Just something to keep in mind if you're going to make an extended trip of it. Back here at home, low to mid 90s for our highs. It's going to be hot through the week, right on into the weekend. Dry, it looks like, right on into the Memorial Day weekend. By Memorial Day itself, I've got the high up to 95. And then just beyond Memorial Day next week, maybe some small rain chances returning. 7:06 now with an update on your Monday morning drive. Here's Johnny.
Still a little foggy in parts of the area, but we're seeing most of the Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, and Port Allen, those areas pretty much above your hood level. Little Livingston Parish fog, but we're not seeing it on the interstate. Traffic starting to back up a little bit before Juban right now. Juban to the range, Peach Highway to Range is the slowest section of that, and there's that's traffic right there from Peach Highway to Range. Once you make it past Range and you hop up on the Amite River Bridge, gets a little bit better until you hit O'Neill Lane, and right over the top of the overpass there, it slows down from the 1012 to downtown 4 or 5 minutes maybe at max. Not bad this morning at all. Coming in from Juban to the 1012, you're about 20 minutes as your drive on I-12 inbound from Denham Springs. 7:07, you're watching WAFB Plus. You're watching 9 News Now. Give you a brief abbreviated headlines on what you might have missed during 9 News this morning. Matt and Liz back at the desk next.
Coming back to 7:08 with some headlines we're following here. Before we get to local headlines, following a big international story here, the president of Iran, well, his body has now been found. CBS News reports that he was actually killed in a helicopter crash along with Iran's foreign prime minister.
So the president is Ibrahim Raisi, and you just mentioned as well the country's foreign minister, along with actually 6 others on this helicopter. As this helicopter crashes, all 8 people on board, that includes the pilot, died in this crash. Liz, it was actually this helicopter one of 3. It was a convoy of sorts, and the group was coming back from they were kind of christening, if you will, a dam, right? A dam. And so they're on their way back. The weather was less than ideal. Now, still the investigation into the crash is continuing. But again, you talk about the president of a country in the Middle East right now where there's a lot of turmoil from country to country out there, and the president was killed along with the country's foreign minister. The supreme leader there, Ayatollah Khomeini, has already now announced a new president in the interim. But yeah, this is a lot going on. We'll continue to follow that.
The vice president stepping into that role. In the meantime, we will follow this story as that investigation continues. An investigation continues in our part of the world. So as we get to South Louisiana here, let's get you over to Prescott Road, where Baton Rouge fire investigators are looking into a cause of a vacant house fire. Thankfully, this was empty here. The owner actually lives next door, and they were saying that they used this house as kind of a storage facility. Still working to figure out what may have started this fire here, Matt, but they said the smoke and the flames from this fire, well, it damaged about 75% of the house.
Total loss, they're saying. Total loss on this one. As fire investigators look at that one, there was another fire this morning as well, the Louise and McCallop Street that FD was working. It's kind of just off the interstate, if you know where that part of the world is. And so one person safe there, but you know, BRFD, very, very busy this morning. You know what? They were busy over the weekend as well. Storage facility fire.
Yeah, Steve was talking about that. 2 firefighters recovering this morning after being treated for dehydration. When you talk about the temperatures and that high heat we were dealing with into this weekend, following into a brand new week, this is a storage facility there off of South Harrells Ferry Road, and you can see firefighters, they're kind of working to put that out. But remember, you pair that with the hot temperatures and the suit and the body gear they have to wear. It is a lot they're dealing with out there. So please take that into consideration. If you are doing any work to clean up, if you're doing any work outside, maybe even mowing the lawn, take those precautions and take breaks, because these temperatures, it's hot, it's muggy, it's steamy. Firefighters, thank you for doing the diligent work that you do in all of that
Man, it took them a minute too, man. To try and knock this down. You never know what's in those storage facilities. And everything is really kind of packed in there. You think you got it out, and all of a sudden what's still in there continues to burn because it is so packed. They were working hard, clearly, to try and put that out. Speaking of working hard, investigation going on, BRPD, police investigation. A man found dead inside his home. This is Voss Drive. So Colin Johnson, 33 years old, he'd been listed as missing? Yeah,
he was last seen May 9th. Well, BRPD ended up finding him there on this home. They're still looking for tips because the investigation is continuing. They'd like to find out what happened. If you have anything to report anonymously, remember you can be eligible for that cash reward, but they need tips here to figure out. Started as a missing persons investigation, now as a homicide. So if you can help them out, it is a call to Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP.
Louisiana is the worst state to live in the country. That's according to a brand new report out right now. And I wonder if the president and CEO of Better Louisiana, Barry Irwin, might be talking about that recent report today.
We're told that is the topic, the very topic of conversation here at the Press Club of Baton Rouge. Yeah, U.S. News and World Report coming out and saying Louisiana is on the bottom of that list for a number of reasons, including traffic, education, health outcomes. A lot goes into that report. So how can we improve that? Well, Council for a Better Louisiana president expected to possibly share some ways we can change that direction. If you'd like to listen in on that conversation, it starts at 11:30. That's when doors will open. It's happening at Drusilla Place Catering. So maybe join in on that conversation and find out what we can do to right that ship.
Okay, also happening today, the first passes, if you will, in East Baton Rouge from crews looking to pick up your storm debris. Get it to the curb now, Liz, because again, they are making those passes beginning today.
You're doing that in your neighborhood too. So folks, make sure it's at least 4 feet away from mailboxes and fire hydrants. They're doing that first pass today and making rounds for it. We want to remind you about Veterans Day at the Capitol. The very first one here at Memorial Hall, that's between the House and Senate chambers at the state Capitol. They're hosting Louisiana veterans, and the goal here is to really talk with them, to talk about what they need, support, resources, specifically about veteran resources and what they can better do. That's all starting at 9 9 o'clock today, again at the State Capitol Memorial Hall.
As we have you here on a Monday, let's continue to talk about the Driving the Future campaign, which look, we're coming down to the finish line right here. You still have some time to buy some tickets, but if you wait to the end of this week, you've waited too long.
11:59 Wednesday night is when they're closing down those sales, so buy your raffle ticket. You never know if you may be called to be that lucky winner, 1 of 5 for a Lexus vehicle. But of course, everyone is a winner, as we've always talked about, supporting that great children's hospital. They're trying to buy some new MRI machines for children, so it's less scary to get scanned. All a great cause to support.
That's right. So much fun. 5 o'clock in the 5 o'clock news, I think.
Sure
Thursday of this week, so Wednesday night tickets.
That's it.
Make it done. Make it happen. Okay, so shorts and shorter apparently is the.
Careful.
Except for him over there.
I'm bringing back the 1970s short.
You can bring Speedos coming to a 9 News now near you.
At a pool, maybe. Beach,
Those
maybe.
were the 70s and 80s too. I've got some
true.
pictures. I played a little basketball, and man, those things
Right.
The
High
image
back
is
in the
funny.
day.
Yeah, they were.
The image is funny. So you got to pull a throwback.
What were our parents thinking?
Good question. It was the norm then. All of you were rocking the same
thighs
thing.
out. That's right.
Oh.
Skies out, thighs out.
Thighs out?
So we leave you with that lasting image here on a Monday. Take that.
Welcome.
Embrace the luxury, safety, and comfort of Mazda with 0% financing at Team Mazda. Right now, get 0% financing on any new Mazda CX-5, Mazda CX-30, Mazda CX-50, or Mazda CX-90. The savings are here at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.